Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. Life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. Love is all, it gives all, and it takes all. The tyrant dies, and his rule is over. The martyr dies, and his rule begins. People demand freedom of speech as a compensation for the freedom of thought, which they seldom use. To dare is to lose one's footing momentarily. Not to dare is to lose oneself. The highest and most beautiful things in life are not to be heard about, nor read about, nor seen, but, if one will, are to be lived. Don't forget to love yourself. Our life always expresses the result of our dominant thoughts. Face the facts of being what you are, for that is what changes what you are. Most men pursue pleasure with such breathless haste that they hurry past it. People understand me so poorly that they don't even understand my complaint about them not understanding me. It belongs to the imperfection of everything human that man can only attain his desire by passing through its opposite. There is nothing with which every man is so afraid as getting to know how enormously much he is capable of doing and becoming. The most painful state of being is remembering the future, particularly one you'll never have. There are two ways to be fooled. One is to believe what isn't true. The other is to refuse to believe what is true. There is nothing with which every man is so afraid as getting to know how enormously much he is capable of doing and becoming. Life has its own hidden forces, which you can only discover by living. It is one thing to introduce a new doctrine into the world. It is something else to live it. During the first period of a man's life, the greatest danger is not to take the risk. Personality is only ripe when a man has made the truth his own. To cheat oneself out of love is the most terrible deception. It is an eternal loss for which there is no reparation, either in time or in eternity. When one has once fully entered the realm of love, the world, no matter how imperfect, becomes rich and beautiful. It consists solely of opportunities for love. Men think that it is impossible for a human being to love his enemies, for enemies are hardly able to endure the sight of one another. Well, then, shut your eyes and your enemy looks just like your neighbor. Unhappiness is not to love without being loved, but to be loved when one does not love. To love another person is to help them love God. Take away paradox from the thinker, and you have a professor. It is wretched to have an abundance of intentions and a poverty of action, to be rich in truths and poor in virtues. If a person does not become what he understands, then he does not understand it either. If I could only have the experience of meeting a passionate thinker, that is, someone who honestly and honorably expressed in his life what he has understood.